Hello everybody. Today's video, they're not equal, are they? I hope you don't mind. Anyway, today's video is going to be more of a laid back video. I know I've just been kind of cranking out the role players because I needed to fix the algorithm on my channel. Something happened, but hopefully it's fixed. But I've missed just like chatting to you and kind of telling you things that are coming up, different ideas and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do today while showing you my favourite books. First of all, can we talk about these nails? I know a lot of people tune in for my natural nails, and I've always been scared of glue on nails. They freak me out, like when it's glue and I want to get it off immediately. But these are little stickers, like sticky stickers that you just press on and then you can just take them off immediately. So I'm just having a bit of play with them because I think they're so pretty. Makes me feel like super sassy. So yes, also I know somebody's going to talk about the earrings. They are dead fish. I got them yesterday from New Look, which is like a British chain store. So if you're after them, that's where I got them from. Necklace is from River Island. I got it in the sale. I don't think anybody will ask about anything else. You can't even see my little corsety top. I can't remember where it's from. But yeah, I made a little bit of an effort with my makeup and everything. So I've got some of my favourite books, favourite comics, and favourite manga. So if you're new to the channel, if you've just been watching because of my roleplays, hello, my name's Jen. I'm from the north of England. This is my real accent. I know I do a lot of different accents. But this is me. Hello. Okay, shut up. I'm going to start with what is possibly my favourite book, definitely my favourite author. I've read so much of his stuff. It is The Shining by Stephen King. These nails, so much fun. Yeah, so this is The Shining. And let me read a little bit of the back. Danny is only 5 years old, but in the words of old Mr. Halloran, he is a shiner, aglow with psychic voltage. When his father becomes caretaker of the Overlook Hotel, his visions grow frighteningly out of control. If you want to get started in horror, if you've never read the genre before, I would definitely recommend this one. I would always recommend Stephen King. I just love his work, but this one, and then the sequel to this is called Doctor Sleep. Don't watch the film, it's not great. And I actually wasn't a fan of the Shining film either. It was so different to the book and it missed out so much stuff. It was like, okay, I know it's a classic and there's like some beautiful cinematography and stuff, but yeah, read the book instead. It is quite a long book, like there's tiny writing. So if that's a bit overwhelming, I understand. But it's only like 416 pages, so it's not the biggest. Like, I'm still getting through it, which is like, I wouldn't recommend it as your first dive into Stephen King. But yeah, so this is The Shining by Stephen King. The front cover's got the very classic image of Jack Nicholson coming through the door. But the book is a lot more subtle than the film. There's also some really great imagery in the book, especially with the carpet and the, is it called topiary? When you like carve things out of hedges. That's really fun. So yes, definitely recommend The Shining. Another one, well, there is another book. I love horror, that's my favourite genre to read. There's a one called The Ruins, which I think I've talked about on this channel before. I don't know where it's gone. I think it might be at my mum's house, but yeah, it's called The Ruins. There is a film of it. The film is great as well because the screenplay is written by the original author. So if you can read The Ruins, it's so good. It's very body horror. So it talks a lot about, well, let me give you the premise. It's basically these people go on holiday and they end up at these ruins, and the plants there are like kind of alive, and they end up going into their flesh and stuff. It's very body horror, so don't watch it if you like freak out with that kind of stuff, but I love a good body horror. So yes, the name of the author has just left my mind. Goodbye, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but watch the film as well. The film's really good. This is I Am Legend. This might be my favourite book ever. I wish I'd got the one that didn't have this cover because it's got to do with the film, and the film is absolute trash. Don't watch the film, it's crap. Maybe as a standalone it's fine, but when you've read the book it's like nothing to do with it. It's a vampire story, kind of apocalypse, end of the world. Robert Neville is the main character. He's like the last man standing kind of thing. But it's a different take on like the vampire genre, and the last few pages, beautiful. Let me read a little bit. The last man on earth is not alone. What a tagline, that's so good. Robert Neville may well be the only survivor of an incurable plague that has mutated every other man, woman and child into bloodthirsty nocturnal creatures who are determined to destroy him. By day he scavenges for food and supplies, desperate to find any other survivors who might be out there, but all the while the infected lurk in the shadows, watching his every move, waiting for him to make a mistake. Definitely recommend, and it's just a small book, it's not that long. It is 161 pages. So I think I read it in like a day. If you're going on holiday and you've got like one day at the beach, this is a good one. Some, again, great imagery in it. The world that the author creates is really easy to kind of picture and understand. And it's quite a slow burn as well, so yeah, I love it. Very good. Okay, let's move away from horror. Don't know if you know this, but my favourite film is Jurassic Park. Well, it's a tie between Jurassic Park and Batman Returns. It kind of flips all the time, but I usually say Jurassic Park. If you didn't know, you probably knew. Also, look how orange I go when I hold this up to the camera. Anyway, yeah, if you didn't know, Jurassic Park is based on a book by Michael Crichton. You probably knew that. Hello. Very different to the film. It's got some of the same characters, but the main plot's kind of the same. Like, it's a park that has dinosaurs in it, and they get loose, etc. But I find the book is possibly even better than the film. It also has like really cool diagrams and stuff. Let me try and find one to kind of explain various parts. So there's like little images and things. Things that are on the computer, like various data inputs and stuff. Is it in this one? I think it's in this one. There's a really cool scene where the T-Rex swim, and I'm so sad that wasn't in the film because it is the scariest scene to read. It's like following them when they're on like a little dinghy thing. I haven't read it in a while, but yeah. It's also very gory. There's a part, there's two, because there's this and then there's the Lost World. In one of them, this person ends up in like a T-Rex nest, and two T-Rexes play with them and kind of pull them in half. It's great, I love it. This is such a nice copy as well. Look how floppy it is. I love a good floppy paperback. Yeah, let's read a little from the back. On a remote jungle island, genetic engineers have created a dinosaur game park. An astonishing technique for recovering and cloning dinosaur DNA has been discovered. Now one of mankind's most thrilling fantasies has come true, and the first dinosaurs that the Earth has seen in the time of man emerge. But there is a dark side to the fantasy, and after a catastrophe destroys the park's defense systems, the scientists and tourists are left fighting for survival. Let me see when it was actually written. Where are we? The best year, 1991. That's the year I was born. So yes. So that's Jurassic Park. And then the sequel is called The Lost World. I honestly don't remember much about this one. I think they basically just go back. Let me read the back. It is now 6 years since the secret disaster at Jurassic Park. 6 years since the extraordinary dream of science and imagination came to a crashing end. The dinosaurs destroyed, the park dismantled, the island indefinitely closed to the public. Now there are rumours that something has survived. That's so exciting. And again, there's like illustrations and stuff. Ta-da! So yes, I recommend the Michael Crichton. He's wrote some of the books as well, but obviously they're his most famous ones. Did he write, is it called The Sphere or something like that? I remember in one of Whisper's Unicorns videos, she talked about one. It's like a library. It's such a good video. Go and watch it. Although I think she has ads in the middle of her videos now. It's just kind of an off-putting thing, but it's still an amazing video. Go watch it. Yeah, I think is it called The Sphere? Something like that. It's like aliens or something. Alright, I'm going to stick with novels, but these are something that I got into last year. The beginning of last year. In the month of January, I read 12 books. Because I got obsessed with these Chinese novels. So, okay, we have the Scum Villains self-saving system. I would also recommend these for a slightly more mature audience. They're all BL, which is boys love. It's not explicitly said in them, but it's like very obvious. And they're so good. The only thing I struggle with is it's set in like feudal times. Is that the word? Feudal. Old China, okay. And they have like 3 names for each character because it's like one name is what friends call them, one name is what like is a polite way to call, and thankfully there's like a thing at the back which is like this is the characters' names and everything, so you can keep going back to check. This one is about a writer who ends up in his own novel. So that's fun. It's a very typical kind of genre in these type of novels. But there's also gorgeous artwork. Let me show you. Make sure it's safe for work. Yeah. Oh shit. So there's like really pretty art. I'm eating my hair. Like, look how gorgeous the art is. It's so pretty. Yeah. So there is 4 volumes of this one. Definitely recommend. They are very expensive though. This one was, I think it was something like £16 for one book. Okay, then we have the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I haven't read the last book yet. I'm saving it. I like to buy books and then save them. Like in October, volume 30. What is it? I don't know, my glasses on, like 35 or something like that of Black Butler came out, and I didn't read it till last month. I like to save them. So this is the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Yeah, this one is about, it's hard to explain. It's like a resurrected guy who in his previous life was like this insane, powerful magic fella. He could do like dark magic and like control the dead and stuff. It's basically between him and his old friend, and they love each other. They're in love. It's very cute. But yeah, again we get the very pretty art. And again, it's the very complicated names, but you do get used to it. Okay, I'm not showing that picture. Let me find a picture I can show. Okay. There we go. That's a nice, pretty one. Let's read the back. Excuse my pronunciation. I did ask my friend who is Chinese how to pronounce it, and then I just forget immediately. So, Wei Wuxian was once one of the most outstanding men of his generation, a talented and clever young cultivator who harnessed martial arts, knowledge, and spirituality into powerful abilities. But when the horrors of war led him to seek a new power through demonic cultivation, the world's respect for his skills turned to fear, and his eventual death was celebrated throughout the land. Years later, he awakens in the body of an aggrieved young man who sacrifices his soul so that Wei Wuxian can exact revenge on his behalf. Though granted a second life, Wei Wuxian is not free from his first, nor the mysteries that appear before him now. Yet this time he'll face it all with the righteous and esteemed Lang Wanji at his side. Another powerful cultivator whose unwavering dedication and shared memories of their past will help shine a light on the dark truths that surround them. It's also got a live action series called The Untamed. I'm not a fan of live action. I much prefer 2D, man. So, but yeah. Very good. I'm trying to think. I was going to say something. Oh, the first one I showed you, the Scum Villains self-saving system. That one's probably the funniest out of these three that I'm going to show you. It's got more humour and stuff. So my favourite out of these three is Heaven Official's Blessing. Oh my god, it's so good. And this has an anime. It's on Netflix and it's on Crunchyroll. I haven't seen the second season yet. Again, I've been saving it. But yes, this one is so good, and these two together is beautiful. I actually have a video that I never released where I am wait, let me remember his name. Jilian. I totally forgot his name. That's this guy. And then I read online that the author doesn't like people cosplaying or like being the characters or anything, so I didn't put it out, and it's so good. But never mind. So yeah, this is about this guy who is like a fallen god type thing, and this guy who is like a kind of king in the underworld type thing. That's not exactly it. If you've read it, you're like, what? But that's like the gist of it. And he's super hot. It's so hot. But yeah, it's beautiful. Let me read the back of it. Born the crown prince of a prosperous kingdom, Xie was renowned for his beauty, strength, and purity. His years of dedicated study and noble deeds allowed him to ascend to godhood. But those who rise may also fall, and fall he does, cast from the heavens and banished to the world below. 800 years after his mortal life, Xie has ascended to godhood for the third time, angering most of the gods in the process. To repay his debts, he is sent to the mortal realm to hunt down violent ghosts and troublemaking spirits who prey on the living. Along his travels, he meets the fascinating and brilliant San Lang, a young man with whom he feels an instant connection. Yet San Lang is clearly more than he appears. What mysteries lie behind that carefree smile? I bought the second of last book, and I still haven't read it. I'm saving it again, and I need to get the last one. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. I wonder if they do like an art book, you know, like I've got my Black Butler art books. I wonder if they do like a one for these. I also have some other Chinese novels that I haven't started yet, but I've got what's it called? Is it like The Master and His White Cat? No, The Husky and His White Cat. Shizen? Something like that. And then I've got some others. This is another piece of art. It's so pretty. Oh my god. So good. So yeah. If you want to get into these, I would recommend Heaven Official's Blessing first. But I would say you have to be like 18 or older to read, please. Especially with the Scum Villain one. That one gets a bit saucy. So I'm just telling you. The Grandmaster one also has a comic, which is up there. It's like a full colour comic. But yeah, I follow this lady on TikTok, just to get off topic a moment. And she has a huge collection of like BL novels and manga and everything. I'm obsessed with her. I think she's starting her own publishing house where she's going to like translate a lot of Chinese novels into English. So I'm very excited for that. Okay. I just got very excited because I saw Sebastian on here, so we're going to go on to that. If you're new to the channel, then I'm obsessed with Black Butler. It is my favourite anime, favourite manga. If you're not new here, then sorry for going on and on about it. There's a new season coming out next month. Okay. A new season. I'm very excited. I'm going to do lots of videos about it. But this is Black Butler. This is volume 1. This is my favourite manga. It's by Toboso Yana Toboso. And it's so funny to see how her art's improved. Like, it's already so beautiful. But when you see, like, the newer volumes, the art is so gorgeous. But there's Sebastian. So the premise is CL Phantom High. I was going to pronounce it how they do in Japanese, and that would have been cringe. But I only watch the subs. CL Phantom High Fakshaku. And that's not. CL Phantom High is a young earl in Britain. It's set in the 1800s. His parents died in a fire, and he made a deal with the demon, Sebastian, to basically avenge, etc. And then at the end, Sebastian will get his soul in return. This is Sebastian. He's a sexy butler. And I love anything that's set in this kind of time, like Jack the Ripper kind of stuff. So it's very aesthetically pleasing, and the art is beautiful. The story is amazing. I recommend it, and I recommend the first season of the anime. You don't need to watch the second season of the anime. But then you can go to the OVAs, so there's like Book of Murder. Then you can watch the other series, which is Book of Circus. OVA film, which is Book of Atlantic, which is amazing. It's so good. Zombies, very good. And then the new one coming out is, I don't know what the title of it is. It's set in a school, anyway. Okay. My second favourite manga that I have ever read, Ouran High School Host Club. It's a very old, well, it's not very old, but it's like a classic shoujo, like a romance. This girl goes to this posh school, she knocks over a vase, and in return she has to be part of the host club. I got it at first because there was twins in it, and I'm obsessed with twins, not in like a creepy way. I just love when it's male twins and something. But yeah, it's so good. There's 18 volumes in it. And I sobbed my eyes out reading the last volume. It's just so good. Kaoru is my favourite. He's one of the twins. But it's honestly so entertaining and so funny, but also like really heartfelt. So if you haven't read or in high school or school, where have you been? There's also one series of the anime, which is a crime in itself. There needs to be like, the entire thing needs to be animated. I don't know why there's only one series, but it's so good. So good. Go watch it. I've got it on DVD because I'm an old lady. I do have it on DVD. Are these annoying? I can hear them constantly. Can you hear them? Just these dead fish in my ears. Be quiet. Dead fish. Okay, the last thing I have to show you is my little pile of my favourite comics. I have a lot of comics. I read Marvel mainly. I actually want to get in. I need your help if you have any recommendations. I want to get into reading. I don't know if it's Teen Titans or if it's just generic kind of Superman and Batman, but where it's like John Kent and Dick Grayson and they're like young and it's really pretty art. Anyway, I've seen a lot on Pinterest and I want to read it. So back to Marvel. Here we have X-Men First Class. I have volumes 1 and 2 of this. I'm not sure if there's any more, but it's the original 5 X-Men. So we've got Iceman, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Angel. Angel's one of my favourite X-Men, and he's not in enough stuff. My favourite is Nightcrawler. Anyway. And these are basically like, I keep hitting that, I'm sorry. They're like fun, beautifully illustrated missions. Like look at him in his sunglasses, look how cute. I absolutely love Cyclops in the comics. I love him in the new show X-Men what is it called, 97? 95? 99? The new animated series that's on Disney Plus anyway. I started watching it and I like got myself settled, got a nice cup of tea ready to binge watch it. There's only 2 episodes. I'm having a laugh. So yeah, these are so good. Look at it. So good. Yeah, so that's X-Men First Class. It's always like a little itty bitty baby size as well. Okay, now we have Astonishing XMen. These are a bit more mature, maybe. Got like higher stakes and stuff. Let me read a little bit from the back. Cyclops and Emma Frost reform the X-Men with the express purpose of astonishing the world. But when breaking news regarding the mutant gene unexpectedly hits the airwaves, will it derail their new plans before they even get started? As demand for the mutant cure reaches near riot levels, the X-Men go head-to-head with the enigmatic Ord, with an unexpected ally and some unexpected adversaries tipping the scales. Then I think I have all of these. There's 10. Ultimate Fantastic Four. I love Fantastic Four comics. They're so good. Johnny Storm is one of my favourite comic characters ever. I mean, look at him. How could you not like him? Look at his little face. He's so cute. But this, it's not where they go to space and get their powers. It's where they go into the negative zone, I believe. But yeah, it's actually the most recent Fantastic Four film did the same kind of origin story, and I got so excited for it. And then it all went downhill and was just a terrible film. But the first half of that film, I was like, yay! But yes, this entire series of Fantastic Four comics is so good. And there's a few different artists, I believe, because the style changes in a few of them. And it's just, awesome. The Fantastic Four are really cool. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Alright, now these two are kind of in the same thing. Got XMen Gold and XMen Blue. So let me start with XMen Gold. I picked this up because it was beautiful art and Nightcrawler was on the front, and I was like, what is this? I haven't read it in so long. I just remember it being amazing. So let me read a little bit. In the wake of war with the Inhumans, the X-Men are at a crossroads. Where do they go from here? Luckily, one beloved X-Men has the answer. Xavier's dream comes full circle as Kitty Pryde returns to lead the team in a golden future. Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Rachel Grey and Old Man Logan renew their mission to protect a world that hates and fears them as the next chapter in the saga of the X-Men begins. But a revamped Brotherhood of Evil Mutants isn't so far behind. And when their rampage through New York City begins, some surprisingly familiar faces will be among the ranks. Who has turned their back on the X-Men, and why? Plus, a new era for the X-Men means a deadly new generation of Sentinel. It's great. Is this the one where Nightcrawler has a beard? No, it's not. There's the one where Nightcrawler has a beard and I didn't like it. It's not that one. Okay, now XMen Blue. I think I like this one even better. Because it's like the OG X-Men. So yeah, like a bolt from the blue, the original 5 X-Men reunite like never before. At this time, Jean Grey is in charge. Cyclops, Iceman, Angel and Beast follow her into action, bringing the mutant criminals to justice and restoring a heroic sheen to their team. But how well can they do when their new mentor is their one-time arch-enemy? That's right. Magneto has joined the original X-Men, and not everyone can put old rivalries aside. The X-Men encounter the new Marauders, Mr. Sinister and the delights of Madripoor, but with tensions rising, can the team come together to be a cohesive force for good? Or will ulterior motives and personal quests derail the entire enterprise? At the end of the day, who can be trusted? Wow. So it's X-Men Blue. So we've got Beast, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Angel. Let me see some pretty pages. I mean, they're all pretty pages, but yeah. Okay, so that is kind of the majority of things I wanted to, what's the word, recommend to you. My favourite novels, manga, comics. I am reading some really good manga at the minute as well. One is, I can't remember the titles of them. It's something like a teacher in yokai school. It's getting an anime soon as well. This year the anime is coming out. It's basically this teacher who goes to a school for yokai, and his students are all like monsters and spirits and things. It's right up my alley. It's so good. I'm also reading and watched the series of I can't remember. It's something like, it's got Detective Konohashi. Konomohashi? Konomohashi. I think it's Konomohashi. Something like that. This detective, he was like, he can't work as a detective anymore, but he's like kind of Sherlock Holmes-ish. And I'm also reading the Sherlock Holmes one. It's like Moriarty and Sherlock Holmes, and that's really good as well. It's where the sound where it's like, catch me if you can, Mr. Holmes. That's where that sounds from. I haven't watched the anime. Is there an anime? I think there's an anime, but I haven't watched it. That's what I'm reading at the moment. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not a big role play, but I will be getting into those very soon. Look at my nails again, aren't they pretty? Not very practical, I can't do anything when I have these nails on. But yes, they sound nice too. And they make my fingers look super duper long. Okay, we're done for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video relaxed you or give you some ideas if you were stuck on what to read. And if your mum and dad asks, I did not recommend those Chinese novels.